Okay, this is Sheets, and we're continuing on, and we're going to be talking about the show pool now. And remember, we're doing this because I do think it's important that you, at least one time, see how these pools are calculated manually, just to give you an idea of how rake affects things, just how the different bets sort of work. So, when you're betting to show, again, what that means is that you're betting on a horse to either come in first or second or third. Now, again, not that it's a trivial thing for people that have been betting, but maybe it's lost on some new players. Is that it doesn't matter whether you get first, second, or third. Your show price remains the same for whether you get first, second, or third. And likewise, if you come in, if you bet place, if it comes in first or second, it pays the same. It reminds me of an old joke from The Odd Couple where Oscar was explaining horse racing to Felix, and he was explaining what show was, and that the horse can come in third and you can still get paid. And Felix said, "Yeah, but it's just got to lose by a little bit, right?" And he's like, "No, the horse can lose by 20 lengths and you still get paid." And Felix said, "Your horse can lose by 20 lengths and you still get paid, and you've been losing money all these years." So, yes, show, as long as you come in third, it doesn't matter. Or at least third, it doesn't matter. Whether you get third, second, first, third by 30, third by a nose, it's all the same. So the way that these odds get calculated are exactly the same as place and win, but you're just splitting it up with another betting entity. Like, for example, takeout remains the same as before, 0.18, we put that in there before. Now you'll see again in this Fonner Park race, okay, again, we're still working off of this 7th race. You'll see that this race happened to have come in, by the way, 7, 1, 9. So these are the horses that we're worried about. So the 7 horse who we're betting on, well, let's look at the overall show pool first, 22,036. So we put that in the pool. Again, adjusted pool, we take the 18% out. Then we see that 4,017 was wagered on our 7 horse, so we put that in there. Now, wagered on others. Again, we're figuring out what pool of money we're going to be taking from. So meaning that we're going to not be taking from the other horse that got first, second, or third. So when I say wagered on others, I mean wagered on others that got first, second, or third. So it was the 1 and the 3. The 1 got second and the 3 got third. So I think that's right. No, 7, 1, 9. So the 1 got second and the 9 got third. So what you do, you have to add in the show money on the 1, which is 4,042, and the 9, which was 4,934. So you add those two together, and you get this 89.76. So this was, again, the money wagered on other horses that got first, second, or third. So you have our 4,017 and 89.76 from the others. So we're not going to be splitting up our own money. Us 3 winners are going to be splitting up the other people's money. So what you do is you take the 18,000 that was from the adjusted pool, we subtract our money and the money wagered on the other second and third guys, and you come up with a number, and then what you have to do is divide that by 3, right? Because you're splitting up that eligible money between us 3 winners, okay? Between the 7, the 1 and the 9. So again, you're taking the 18,000 that's eligible, you're backing out our, 13,000 or so, okay, which leaves you about 5 left, and you're going to divide that by 3, so you have $1,692 per horse that finished first, second, or third to be divvying up. So since we're focusing on the 7, now we could divide the 1,692 by 4,017, and you get odds of 0.42. Now again, as I mentioned before, because of breakage, the track will round that down to 0.40. So now you're getting, instead of what would be a true payout of $2.84, remember you're multiplying 0.42 by 2 and adding your $2 back. Instead of getting $2.84, you're getting $2.80 to show. So again, you'll see that the lower the payouts, the more this breakage kind of affects you. And the other thing to note about show, similar to place, is once again, you don't know what you're getting paid. You know what percentage of the pool you are, but depending on who else gets third, or is who else finishes first, second, or third, that's going to determine how much you get paid, because it determines how much money there is left to pay you, right? Like, for example, just for the hell of it, is 22,000 in the pool. Let's say that you wagered 4,017, but let's say that the other horses picked up, say, $15,000 worth of action. You might not get anything. Right? Well, actually, that's like less than it's in the pool completely. So let's just say that instead of that, let's say there was 12,000 in the elsewhere, then you're going to get like 230. Okay, actually, this would probably get rounded down to be 220, which is even more brutal. So that's show, and again, it's an interesting wager because you can tell by what percentage of the pool there is bet on you, whether it's what kind of odds sort of there are, but you won't know exactly what you're going to get paid unless you could figure out the other two horses that are going to be in there. Okay. So one more thing that I would just before we depart win, place, and show. One thing that some really advanced players do is they will just actually take a look and see if there's any efficiencies. In other words, if a horse has an inordinate amount of, say, the win pool, but is, say, ignored in the show pool, then they might bet them to show instead of to win. Okay? That makes sense, right? You take, for example, let's just look at just really off the cuff here. So you see these two guys, right? This 5 and the 7. They both have pretty much the same win pool. 7's a little bit more than the 5, but the 7 has a significantly more amount of the place pool than the 5. So if you were going to be betting the 5, for example, 5 would probably be a better bet to place than there would be to win compared to the 7. Obviously, we have to figure out what its ratio is to the entire place pool. So that's show, and next we'll go on to the some of the exotic bets.